We usually don't respond. We react. And we're going to talk about this a little bit. And this is a very important subject, especially to relationships, okay? It's very important because the interactions with anybody that you have, you tend to react, and this react cause conflicts and a lot of things that we're going to see it. So let's go for that. Understanding response versus react. So, definition of respond and react. React characteristic. React is impulsive and emotional, often unconsciousness, and triggered by external event leading to conflict escalation. Okay? Sometimes we go through life, the problem is this big, and we make it so huge just because of the fact that we are reacting instead of responding to a situation. Responding characteristic. Responding is intentional, thoughtful, and consciousness. This is the big difference here, okay? Promoting reflection, understanding, and resolution. Okay? So that's why it's important. Communication impact. Understanding responding versus react improves interpersonal communication and fosters more mindful interaction. So first thing we have to realize, this is a problem for all of us. Okay? So this is not a talk for your neighbor, for your wife, for your husband, for your son, for your daughter, for your sister. This is for us. We tend to do this. We tend to listen to a speaker and we tend to say, oh, I wish my husband was here. I wish my daughter was here, or I wish some. No. This is a problem for us. Okay, we still react to situation, but we don't realize because it's unconscious. We don't do this with awareness. When we are reacting to a situation, we have no awareness of the fact that we are reacting. We are just reacting. This is what we do. And if you say to yourself, oh, I think I'm reacting, right there is when you start to respond. So because we have no consciousness, we tend to react and react and react and react and react. Why responding matters. Importance of responding. Responding thoughtfully support healthy relationship by fostering empathy and trust, unlike impulsive reactions. Role of emotional regulation. Emotional regulation helps manage feelings and guides construction action during difficult interaction. Benefits of thoughtful response. Thoughtful response lead to higher relationship satisfaction and lower stress level. Cultivating emotional intelligence. Develop self-awareness and emotional intelligence improves everyday interaction and connection. So as you can see, learn how to respond is extremely important for us in every single aspect of life. Now we're going to see the impact of reacting on relationships. Impulsive reaction and stress. Impulsive reaction triggers fight or flight response, increasing stress and anxiety levels significantly. Sometimes we have anxiety and we don't look into this. When we react, and people, have you heard the expression that somebody says to you, you overreacting? Okay? And our response is, no, I'm not. Right? Even if the person is pointed to you, you overreacting over that situation, we usually say, no, I'm not. Because the defense mechanism comes in and you defend that reaction. Why is that person is telling you you're overreacting? Because you have no awareness of it. So it should be a good thing. If a person is telling you you are overreacting, pay attention. He or she or whoever it is may be right. We are overreacting, but we don't know that. We're not conscious about it. So, what is this fight or flight response? This is one of the greatest causes of anxiety. Okay, so when you are in conflict, your body produces the stress level hormones, and then you will respond. You will run or you will fight. So remember the effects of anxiety. One of the signs on your body is what? Your heart races, right? You're ready to fight. You don't know that, but this is the body telling you you're ready to fight or you're ready to flight, you're ready to run. That's why if we're all here and a lion comes in here or a bear, we need that response. Otherwise, we'll all die. Okay? Now, our mind interprets certain situations in life and we react. How? Impulsive reactions, and we trigger the same fight or flight response that when a real danger appears to us in life. But this is not a real danger. This is something that we perceive in life. And that causes anxiety. And that causes a lot of stress. One of the other causes of stress is your hands, start to sweat, sweating hands. You know why? Because it's your fight, your body preparing you to fight or to flight. You need that. We need that, but not the way that it is happening. We need that only if we are in real danger situation. Survival. That's when we need this mechanism. And today, especially when you live in an environment that it's safe from violence, you usually don't need this response often. But we are usually using this response almost every day. So watch for this. Impact on decision making. React behavior shuts down rational brain function, leading to poor decision and misunderstanding. So every time that you see that you are reacting to a situation, your heart is beating fast emotionally, you're really upset, you're really mad, try not to make a decision right there. Because you're not going to make a good one. It's not going to be a good one. I learned that in a hard way. So even emails, like if you receive an email and that email causes a reaction in you, and that reaction, it shows in your body and your emotional states. If you are really angry, wait for that email, answer the next day. Okay? Because if you answer right there, it's probably not gonna work. So you have to be aware of this. Okay? And there is a lot of misunderstanding that we do when we are reacting. Okay? Oh, After hours or days, I thought this was that. Right? We all been there. And then root causes of impulsivity. Impulse reaction and often stem from unresolved trauma or mental health issues like ADHD. Okay? Path to a healthy response. Recognizing impulse pattern helps develop healthy response and improves relationships. Okay? So, if we are not aware of this, we cannot set this path. First step is always awareness. So, what is the awareness right here? Wow, reacting is not healthy. It's not healthy for me. It's not healthy for the ones around me. It's not healthy for my job. It's not healthy at all. So why would I continue reacting instead of respond? So you have to, in some way you have to convince yourself that we need to start responding instead of reaction. Can we all do that right now? Or there's still doubt? Huh? Okay, okay, let's convince ourselves. First thing, I react all the time, but it's time for me to start responding. Is that okay? Or did anybody find any resistance on that? Or everybody's convinced the reaction is not healthy at all? You guys good? Okay. So let it go. Let it go in. Okay. Consequences of reacting in real life, impact of harsh reaction, harsh words, and impulsive decision can cause lasting emotional harm and damage personal relationship. We're talking about that. Atmosphere of unpredictability. Impulsive action will create anxiety and unpredictability, making others feel unsafe and misunderstood. Need for emotional regulation, addressing emotional outbursts requires self-awareness and commitment to regulate feelings effectively. So we are convinced. Now, strategy to respond instead of react. That's, how are we gonna do this? We already know that it's not healthy. We already know that we need to respond instead of react, hopefully. So right now, let's see what we can do to start to respond. Stop method step. The stop method involves stopping, breathing, reflecting on emotion, and choose a thoughtful response. So this is very easy to do. It's a stop method. So you see that you overreacted. How do you recognize that you are reacting to a situation? Tell me, come on. In your life experience, so it's no wrong answer here. How do you know? Give me the signs. How you know that you raise your voice? That's a good one. What else? What else? Angry. Okay. What else? What else? Tell me about you. Tell me about you. How do you know that you are reacting instead of responding to a situation? Exploding. What else? Curse. Okay, that's what is a harsh words, right? Okay, what else? What else? Tell me about you. There's no wrong answer. Talk without stop. You go blah, 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 blah. Yes, yes. A lot of people do that. What else? What else? What is it with you? I want to know about you. Stare? Stare like you give a dirty look. Okay, what else? Think about it, people. This is important. Don't be shy. It's important. Okay? So we have to be able to recognize, right? One of the things is that everybody said is the emotion switch that happens within you. So all of a sudden you feel uncomfortable. You feel uncomfortable, you curse, you talk too much, but there is a shift that happens within first. And that raising your voice or all the things that you guys said happens afterwards. You see it? So we have to be able to catch that thing that changes within you in seconds. Why? Because when you feel that emotion, you're going to react. Okay? So the stop method is when you catch that before you react, before you raise your voice, before you express your anger, before you give the look. Okay? So what you do is you stop because you saw that your emotional state changed. You were okay. All of a sudden, your husband or your wife or your kids or your neighbor, I don't care who that is, maybe criticize you. Okay? So you criticize, it hurts. So you're going to react to that criticism. You're going to raise your voice. But if you realize that something changed and you were sad or you were mad or you were afraid, okay, you will stop, you will breathe, and you will reflect on your emotion and choose a thoughtful response. It's an exercise, but it's not that hard. So right now it happens in seconds. Okay? Somebody criticizes you, you raise your voice right there. It's instantly, because you're not aware that what happened within you. That something happens within you first. So when you realize that something happens, you will breathe. That's so easy. Just breathe. Take a few deep breaths, okay? And then you will reflect on your emotion. What is reflecting on your emotion? You're gonna say the name of the emotion. Say, I'm angry right now. I feel angry. I feel sad. I feel frustrated. I feel mad. Whatever it is that it's making you react. Okay? And then you will choose a thoughtful response. So instead of yelling, I'm going to say to that person, why am I bringing criticism? Because that's a problem. No one accepts criticism. Because we create this image of ourselves that we do everything to defend that image. That criticism is hard to take, but the criticism is not on you. It's at the image that you projected. And then what you do is you criticize and you are responding, you are reacting to that criticism with your ego, with your defense mechanism. That's what we all do. Okay? So if you choose a thoughtful response is when somebody criticizes you, they have the right to do it. It's free will. If a person wants to criticize you, they can do that. Because if they don't put this in words, they are thinking about it. So, if they criticize you, you can look at it and say, does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. No, to me, no. It says, oh, with all due respect, I know you think that way. You have all the right to think that way, but I don't see it like you see it right now. That's different than yelling. That's different. You responding. You're not reacting like you hurt, like it's hurting your ego. When your ego gets hurt, you react. But when you're not interested in protecting the image of the ego, anybody can criticize you. Because what matters is what you think. And I know that we all hate criticism. We all do. We all do. But think about that. We don't see ourselves. It's much easier for the other person that is next to you to see you than you see yourself. So if it's a person that is with you, reflect upon it. That person might be right. Don't take it so offensively. It's just a point of view. A criticism is nothing but a point of view of the other person. Nothing more like that. It's just a point of view. It's just like politics. I have one opinion, you have a different opinion than me. It's point of views. So criticism, it's point of view of the other person. There's no reason to be angry about it. There is no reason to explode over the criticism. We're acting like little kids, infants. We don't need to protect our ego. Okay? So think about it. Allow people to criticize you. Can we do this right now? All of us? Okay? Take a deep breath. I'm going to allow people to criticize me. Huh? I'm just going to allow it. It's not going to hurt anymore. It's not going to make me angry anymore. It's just the point of view. They might be right, they might be wrong. Why am I getting hurt? Why am I getting angry over the criticism? Right? If your boss takes you in the office and said, hey, I need to see you. Come over here. And then you go, and the boss starts to criticize you. Oh, you're doing this, but I don't like it. You do this, I don't think it's wrong. You're doing this, and no. How do you get out of that meeting? Usually, devastated. Devastated. Why? Because you can't take it. You can't take it. Why you can't take it? Why does it hurt? I know it hurts, but why? Huh? Ego. Yeah. A good job. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, I don't have to. I can say, okay, if people don't like it. No, that's a great example, but I want you to understand that it's only an opinion. If you think like that, You're going to take criticism on a different level. By saying that to me, by saying that, Yonara, are you trying to attack me? Are you? You're not. You're just saying your truth, right? You're just saying what you think it is. So people are just being honest with you. They are just telling you what they see. That's all. There's nothing more to it. The stuff that we add to is the perception that what we do is we put our value on other people's hands, and our image is extremely important for other people, and that's what makes it hurt. Nothing else. So we've been criticized as kids, right? Parents used to say, oh, you did this, oh, you didn't do this, oh, all of this, oh, maybe we had a husband that criticized every single move that we did, or a wife that criticized, that over-criticized, and yell, and do this, and do that, and do this, and do that. And then when somebody else criticizes you, your boss criticizes you, okay, you bring all this baggage of criticism. So can we agree with that? Can we go over it again? Criticism is just an opinion. And it's okay. In English, we have a wonderful thing. We wonderful say that, I love it, my favorite one. Let's agree on disagree. That's all. That's all, people. If you're not ready to see the point of view of the person, let's agree to disagree. So really, there's no reason to get mad. There's no reason to be sad. There's no reason to get hurt over somebody's opinion. Who cares? Seriously. If you think about it. So, if you go in a meeting with your boss, and then the boss say, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like that. Don't take it as an attack that you have to defend. You take it as, okay, I got you. Okay, I'm going to go over and I'm going to see it. He's your boss. He's telling what he wants to do. No big deal. I'll try to see, correct things, and let's go. Doesn't have to hurt. It does not. It's your perception, okay? Another thing is mindful meditation. Mindful meditation increases self-awareness and help calms the nervous system for better emotional control. Then we meditate because it's easier at the moment that we have to stop. It's easier for us to have self-awareness because we are more in tune with the emotions that takes over, that triggers, okay? And then cognitive reappraising and journaling. Journaling, everybody knows that. You can just write about it. But this here is incredible. I done it. I do this constantly. Does anybody knows what that is? Does anybody know what that is? There is book. No? Nobody has an idea? Okay. So let me give you an example and make it easy for you. If a coworker walks by you and doesn't say good morning, okay? Your reaction to this is, oh my God, she's mad at me. What did I do? Or it will be, she's so rude, or he's so rude. Okay? Okay, what are those thoughts? Reactions. Automatic reactions, right? So when you do this reappraisal, you try to have a different perception than your automatic response to it. So you go in and you say, your thought, which is a reaction, okay, you react to thoughts too. Okay, maybe you don't act, you hold everything in, but your thoughts are reacting and causing emotions. Okay, so what you do, you say, oh, maybe he or she's having a bad day. You see? So what you're trying to do is get a different perception. Different than the one that it comes automatic. What is the reaction that is automatic? Somebody goes in, it doesn't say good morning to you. What is your reaction? No, I know, but how do you react to that? What do you... There you go. See? How do you react? Huh? Same way? You think you did something wrong? Does anybody here react different when somebody doesn't say good morning to them? Okay. What else? Mm-hmm. This is you rationalize it, but what is the first impact that you have? It's strange. There you go. Interpretation is strange. Remember, we're not trying yet to rationalize. We have to identify first how we feel when somebody doesn't say good morning to you. When they just pass through you without saying good morning. So, reaction. Did I do something wrong? Is she mad at me? Other reaction. Oh, that's so strange. Other reaction. Oh, maybe this person is a, I don't know, she thinks she's better than everybody else. Maybe this, maybe that, and maybe, and I'm going to tell you, as more guilt than anybody here, maybe that person didn't see you. When you're right in front of her, because he or she might be in her mind, and she walks by you, doesn't see you. Really doesn't see you. So, instead of saying she didn't say good morning, you recognize what is your immediate, impulsive reaction, and then you go in and say, maybe she didn't see me, maybe she's on her mind, maybe he's just, so busy with anything else, maybe something is bothering that person. That's reappraising. So it's when you change the perception, the automatic perception that you have. So you have to realize, in everything that happens in life, you do have an automatic reaction to it. You do. Okay? And then you have a chance to do not follow that first reaction and try to see the same scenario in a different perception. Try to have a different perception that you usually do. But it has to be something creative, has to be something new. So you can create new neural paths in your brain that it can maybe connect to something else, making deeper connections. Okay? So you see that person, and you see maybe somebody that has a different political view than you, and you already react like, oh, that person, oh, she's this, she's that, he's 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 that, and that. If you realize we have so much in common with that person, like Patricia was talking about her last lection here, that we all be going through pains, we have much more similarities than divisions. And we are allowing people to have their own point of view instead of being mad for it. Okay? You can still think that their idea is not the best for you, but you don't get angry about it. You see the difference? Okay. So, journaling support emotional regulation and constructive. This is, a lot of people do it. It's when you just write it, your reactions, okay? Oh, I react like this, like this, like this, like this, like that. And you put it on paper. That helps you to be more aware of your emotions. But this one, the rephrasing here, is absolutely amazing. You guys should try. Self-awareness at the moment of reaction. Physical cues awareness. Recognize physical signs like a tie test or a flush face signals an emotional reaction beginning. Happens in your physical. And then you react, okay? So if I ask you, are you going to know this? Yeah? Okay. Think about it, think about it. Come on, think about it. What is your reaction in your body when you're going to react? You get hot. Okay, what else? This is important. Come on. Identify in yourself. You have to become aware of what happens in your body when your heart beats up, your chest, right? There you go. What else? Some hand sweating. The what? Hard to breathe, huh? Your head is pulsing. You're gonna react. When that happens, you're gonna react. So do the stop. Huh? Do the stop. Breathe. Okay? Be aware of what you're feeling. Try to rephrase it. Try to see maybe in a different perception. Okay? This is the beginning, okay? Perspective through question. Ask if emotion is about the present or the past. Build perspectives. And helps control impulsive actions. A simple question. That's why we overreact. Why do we overreact? Because the person is saying, oh, I don't like your hair today. What she's saying to you is that many times that the teacher criticizes your hair, that the boyfriend criticizes your hair, that whoever criticizes your hair or criticizes your body or criticizes your capability, and then in that point, hey, I was just saying that your hair doesn't look good today. What happened to your hair, right? People get offended by this. And I'm telling you, people get offended if I say, oh, what happened to your head today? Why? Because that person is not dealing with this one comment. It's dealing with the past. So you have to ask yourself, okay? Ask yourself, am I dealing with this problem? Or am I bringing everything else from the past? I'm going to say, yeah, probably I'm bringing everything else from the past. And, it's... By doing that, the reaction is going to be response. Because you're going to say, the person is just talking about one little thing and I'm overreacting, I'm reacting, I'm going to choose to respond. Okay? Okay. So this is so important. Perspective through questioning yourself, your feelings. Question you. And with that, is this about the present or past build? Oh, it's about the past. Oh my God. You see how this instantly stop a huge reaction? Can you guys see that? If you did that? Okay? Yes or no? Yes. Right? So let's go with that. If I ask myself this question, if this emotion that I'm feeling, it's about the present or past build perspective, Do you see how this is going to stop a very impulsive and angry reaction? Can you guys see that? Okay, so it's not that hard. Emotional naming and reframing. Naming emotions and reframing thoughts encourage deeper understanding and intentional response. Oh, this reframing thoughts. Oh my God. This works. Remember what I always say. Thoughts generates emotions and feelings. Emotion and feelings generates behavior. Always thinking about that. Okay? And naming your emotions is so easy to do. Give it a name for that emotion that you're feeling. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. But to yourself, I'm hurt. I'm sad. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed. Nobody talks about shame, but shame, it's a huge thing. I'm ashamed. Name the emotion that you're feeling so you become more aware of what you're feeling. Okay? Practice and reflection. Building self-awareness requires regular practice and reflection for emotional, intelligent, and healthy relationships. So this requires practices. This means that we have to do this every single day. Every single day. Until it becomes natural to us. Okay? So if you hear this today, and then tomorrow you try to do it, I'm gonna tell you reality, okay? By Saturday you already forgot, and you're back to your old self reacting, like infants, like babies. Why? Because I'm asking all the time. Because this information needs to travel from here to that, to here. Information does not change anybody. Information, no. Practice, yes. So do not come here for the information. Come over here to collect tools to practice on your daily life. I don't care if it's meditation, yoga, or this. But said, oh, I have to practice this. It's something I really need to practice this. It's just like going to the gym. You're going to the gym once, and you think that you're going to be Mr. Universe or Mrs. Universe. Not going to happen. Practice. Remember yourself every day. So I brought here a few quotes on this subject. The power of choice. There is a space. This is what is. There is a space between stimulus and response, giving us the power to choose how we act. We just need to find that space. But there is a space. You just need to find it. Okay? Find that space that's going to stop you from reacting, and you're going to be able to respond. Find that space. Reflex versus choice. Initial reaction are reflective, but subsequent response are intentional choice that reflects self-control. Okay? Mindful communication. Mindful and intentionality is in communication, enhance responsibility and thoughtful process. That's what we want. Let's talk about the benefits. Building trust and safety. Those when you start to respond, this is the consequences. Thoughtful response help build trust and create emotional safety in relationship and leadership. Reducing conflict. Reflective, responsive, reduce unnecessary conflicts and promote peaceful communication. Don't we all want this, right? Enhancing emotional intelligence. Thoughtful reaction improves emotional intelligence and empathy and empathy in interactions. Strengthening relationships. Responding thoughtfully fosters deeper connection and healthier relationships. What else? Conclusion. Learning to respond. Responding is a skill developed to practice and self-awareness, enable intention communication. Talk about that. Mindful and reflection. Daily reflection, mindfulness, and emotional regulation helps choose growth over impulsive reaction. Why do we choose growth? Because we want to be adults, right? We don't want to be adults that act like infants, right? We need to grow. Our body grow, we're aging, right? So we want to be able to act as an adult, not as a kid. Benefits of responsive skills. Embracing responsive communication improves relationships, emotional well-being, and purposeful living. And something that I want to keep it in mind is the word responsibility. Okay? Responsibility. We think that responsibility is this heavy thing that we have to carry on our daily lives. No, responsibility is your ability to respond. Okay? So that's why it's our responsibility that we have to develop. The ability to responsibility. Thank you so much. Any questions? Anybody? No? Okay. Thank you so much.
Spiritual Talk, public meeting in English on Wednesdays at 8